Good morning, church. It's good to be with you today. And today I want to spend a little time in Lamentations chapter 3. Remember, this was written by Jeremiah after the destruction of Jerusalem, and each chapter is in the form of an acrostic. And it's 5 chapters because that's the general breakdown of a lament song or a dirge. And you'll notice that in chapter 3 there's more verses. It's not necessarily longer, but now in the middle of it, to express the perfect lament, we know that 3 is another of the whole numbers in the Jewish thinking. And so each letter has 3 lines now that start with that letter in chapter 3 to express the perfect sorrow of Jeremiah. And I really want to focus on some of these happy verses that come out of Lamentations. Because of the Lord's faithful love, we do not perish, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will put my hope in him. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. It is good to wait quietly for salvation from the Lord. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is still young. Let him sit alone and be silent, for God has disciplined him. Let him put his mouth in the dust, perhaps there is still hope. Let him offer his cheek to the one who would strike him. Let him be filled with disgrace. For the Lord will not reject us forever. Even if he causes suffering, he will show compassion according to the abundance of his faithful love, for he does not enjoy bringing affliction or suffering on mankind. These are really hopeful. Jeremiah trusted God, and he knew that his judgments were just and his discipline was right. This is the kind of trust that we hope for, that we can say, on the one hand, Lord, I am so afflicted. Lord, I am in so much trouble. I'm having such a hard time. But on the other hand, we say, Lord, I love you so much. And I know that you are good and that you don't enjoy to bring affliction. And so I just trust in you and I wait to see what you will do. And that's a huge step of faith that we can take as a church and as a people. Just, Lord, I trust and I wait. And then we have the preparation for the final judgments, talking about waiting. There's been a long interlude, and now we're going to see the bowl judgments all in a heap tomorrow. But this is who delivers them. After this I looked, and the heavenly temple, the tabernacle of testimony, was opened. And out of the temple came the 7 angels with the 7 plagues, dressed in pure, bright linens, with gold sashes wrapped around their chests. Powerful, majestic creatures coming to deliver the judgments of God, coming out of the heavenly tabernacle. In heaven is the perfect image of those things of which a sign was given on the earth. We had a form of the tabernacle, but in heaven we have the perfect tabernacle, perfect obedience to God through the angels, perfect worship of him as the people that overcame. That's the start of it. The people who achieved victory over the beast were on the sea of glass mixed with fire, and they achieved victory because they stayed faithful. They did not give in to the pressures of economics. They couldn't buy or sell. They didn't give in to the pressures of violence. They were abused and beheaded. They trusted God to the end. They overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So keep on being overcomers. Keep on trusting God and keep on lifting a lament to him. Don't be afraid to lift up our sorrow before the Lord, and let your sorrow be mixed with trust and joy that the Lord will deliver his people.